have a chance. You goddamn crocodile! Go back to the fucking Florida! Go back to the Florida, you fucking crocodile!
What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Good morning here, or good afternoon. It is, of course, 1 p.m. here in Bangkok, Thailand, but that means it's late night over there in the U.S., which means a good time to stream for me. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a great time out there. This one is going to be a quick one. This is not a crazy one. It's actually more of a one that I normally do these when it's important to get it out right away and to kind of front run the news or front run the story or just kind of get something out there that's quick. So this is not going to be a 6-hour stream. It's going to be relatively shorter, but I wanted to respond to Sayu, who, while I was sleeping, I saw there was a clip that came out of Sayu responding to my last video. And I guess there was a lot of people in her chat spamming her chat. And I want to talk about that and also talk about not just Sayu, but what the appropriate thing to do for anybody really who is who I'm talking about, who I'm referencing, what the right thing to do is and what the wrong thing to do is. Because what I don't want is for people to run out there and essentially, I'm going to say it in a very harsh way, but I'm going to explain this. I don't want people to harass creators to do things when, number one, that's not what I'm telling you to do, or not. I'm definitely not saying to do this. And number two, when they probably may or may not already know, right? In this case, we have it confirmed that Sayu, in fact, does know. It seems like she is, by the way, and I'll say this a couple times, Sayu seems like a very bright girl, very intelligent, and it seems like she knows, and she's confirmed everything I've said. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to watch her video and then talk about how the chat is not going to necessarily help at a certain point. And by doing certain things, you may actually hurt, right? So there may actually be a point in which you do hurt the VTuber or the creator, because it passes the threshold to, okay, there's mentioning it, and then there's like harassment, right? Which goes to a certain thing. And I certainly never encourage anybody to do anything that even comes close to that. So I just want to be very outstandingly clear, right? My goal on this channel, of course, Legal Mindset, which you should be your own judge, is to educate, right? To educate, to help people through education and a little bit of entertainment, a slight bit of entertainment. So I want to make sure that we're heavy on the education side and not as much on the annoying people side or creating problems or anything like that. Don't be a Niji sister. Very good. It's a very good rule. It's a very good rule. All right, let me put this out. Hold on. I did this so quickly, I didn't even put it out on Twitter. So give me 1 second to put this out on Twitter. Quick discussion on Sayu's response to our legal discussion. Quick stream. Okay, so I'm just going to put this out on Twitter, so hopefully more people see this, and people can kind of get with this. So this is going to be a really good one, though, because I think in terms of like how people respond to stuff, this is something that's going to come up not just with her, but with other people as well who've been in this situation. So I think it's good to kind of handle this. And since the VTuber community is relatively new at this, I think it's good to kind of get it out of the way of, okay, here's how you deal with it and here's how you don't deal with it. Thank you so much, by the way, Death God 114, appreciate that. And also Biz Hacks for the 50 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much, Biz, creating a sea of green out there in the BLM. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support of this channel. Also, Lydia, good to see you. Thank you for coming on last stream. Appreciate you. Appreciate my Neko and my Pony Girls, because I know Rima was also streaming on this earlier. Okay, so I got you. Oh, also, we'll go over the public apology from V Reverie at the end. It's going to be very quick. Once again, this is a quick stream, but I just wanted to get this out here so people know. So in case you guys don't know, before I play this video, because we're going to watch this video, which is Sayu clarifying the legal quote unquote findings, right? So we're going to play this video. But for background, on the previous stream, I went over with Rima and with Lydia some of the realities of California law, some things that were true in California law. And we went over like, wow, look at all these things in California law. And it turns out that, hey, she definitely has a strong, here's the case, if she had a strong case under California law, that legally she was in the right and she was wronged. But I want to be very clear. On my stream and on all of my streams, on every single stream I do, I make sure to be very clear that when I say, even if you can win, does not mean you should sue. I say it over and over again. I'll say it every single stream to make sure that people understand this. Even if you can win, does not mean you should sue. That's the thing. This is very important, guys. And I'm going to keep saying it because I don't want anybody to ever accidentally misquote me. Because look, I tell you guys, as a corporate attorney, I know what the corporations will do, and they will absolutely try to drain you of money and drag you out if you're an individual, if you're not another corporation, because they know they have more money than you. It's clear. Any corporation, even small corporations, probably have more money than most individuals. So this is their standard tactic. This is very much true. I've said this. And then on top of that, the thing is, in terms of an emotional toll, in terms of a personal toll, in terms of everything else, there is so much on you to go through that process, right? So much on you. So there are reasons why you won't want to do that. There's reasons why you won't want to go through the process. And it makes total sense. And that's up to the creator, what they want to go through, what they want to try. And in fact, I don't only not blame them, I think they're wise sometimes for not suing because well, it's going to save them money. And what we've seen here is that, and now she doesn't say it, but what we see is that we are indeed right about the NDA, because the fact that she talked about this, the fact that we have this stream means that she's not respecting the NDA, right? If there was an NDA, she wouldn't talk about any of this, right? She would say, oh, I can't talk about it, right? But the fact that she said it means she's good. Means she's good. She knows it. She knows it. And she even said she knows it, right? But the fact that she's talking about it means that she's not under their thumb, that she's free, which is exactly what you want your creator to be. You want them to be free to move on and do their own thing. And that's the best outcome. That's the winning. That's winning for her. She doesn't feel restrained by the NDA. She's clearly talking on her own, right? She doesn't have any need to go back to them for any reason. There's no need for them in the future. She's doing her own thing. And it seems like she's happy in collabing with who she wants to collab with. Biggs Hacks, thank you so much for the 1,000 Swedish krona. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for your very generous gift. And I just hope that I can educate and entertain people. I don't want to ever, and the reason why I'm doing this late night is because I don't want to ever have a creator feel like, because of what I said, they're pressured to sue, which is what I don't want them to do. I really don't want that to get out there, that I'm saying to sue. I'm never saying to do that. In fact, as a business attorney, I'm telling them to consider their non-legal options, right? Non-legal options. Get it? So that's actually the thing that you can actually win on, is by saying, okay, I'm going to do this because I know they can't do anything to me about it, right? I'm going to just talk because I know their NDA is not enforceable. Get it? So that's the win. That's the dub. Hey, LM, can I make a translated clip of you? You're not a VTuber, so I'm not sure. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to translate it, go ahead. I have no problem. Are you going to do it in Hangul? Right? I assume so, because you have you've got the Hangul there. I can't even wait. Is my thing now? Okay, hold on. Why is this so small? There we go. Was it Bunong Togi? Bunong Togi? Toki. Ah, okay, got you. I've lived in Korea for 3 years, for those who don't know that, so I can still read Hangul, like, okay. And welcome Big Sacks as a member. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support of the channel. Thank you for your super chat. And thank you for being so generous. Really, really appreciate you. Weird says, I found the perfect reaction video for you, billionaire Florida man. Count Dankula, Frank Emio, get Iron Man, Valiant, and Doomcock to watch with you. Okay, I will save that for one where we're all together, okay? I will save that for one where we're all together as buddies. Real quick, what you saying is true, like enough is enough. Niji sisters attacking her, making them look worse. I cannot believe they're still dragging this. Yeah. And fuck the Niji sisters, fuck the NDF, and all those folk that are coming for creators or harassing creators. I'm not a fan of that. Not cool with that. And definitely do not support that at all. Also, I went to see Dune last night. So Dune was really awesome. Had a great time. Really enjoyed the movie. Was out kind of late afterwards. So I was out till like 2 or 3 a.m. with some of my buddies here in Bangkok. So I just woke up and rolled out of bed, threw on a suit, didn't have even time to shower. I'm just like, let's go, let's stream, let's do this. So let's cover this right now. This is Sayu responding here, okay? And I'm going to pause this and comment on it.
Okay, Chiharu, I already know that though. Okay, so real quick. So someone in my chat is mentioning that, like, yeah, a lawyer went through, you know, the whole thing that happened.
Which, hey guys, hey, that's me. That was me. It was a lawyer doing that.
You know, with the other agency, and went through all the stuff and said like, oh, what you can legally do in the state of California. I know.
Okay. So,
I went to.
So right off the bat, right off rip, I can tell she's very smart, and she probably gets a little, because I wasn't in her chat, but I can only imagine that everybody in her chat was acting like she was kind of dumb almost, or that she didn't know, or that she didn't go to a lawyer, right? So that probably annoyed her because she's been to a lawyer. So like it was probably very annoying for her chat to like act like she was kind of dumb and kind of treat her in a dumb way, versus the fact that she's definitely not dumb. She's definitely a super smart girl. So I think that is something that was probably annoying. Also, welcome to the Club Squad, Rima Evenstar and her crew up in the house. Appreciate my based pony girl. She is always welcome on my channel anytime, because, well, she's just great. She's just great. So she's now confirming she went to a lawyer. Now, the thing is, I don't think she said that before. From what I see, I don't think she said that before. Hell, I wasn't even sure whether I could mention the fact that Sayu was Zion, right? Because reading the twit longer, I thought that she didn't want to kind of acknowledge that. But now that she's literally said this as part of a video, I can kind of say it. So I'm just going to say Sayu from now on, right? So Sayu clearly is a smart girl. She knows what happened with the other agency and that other PL, right? So she clearly got the education. And this is the most important thing. And I would say, look, every person should go to a local lawyer, should exercise their options if they're in this scenario, right? Which she is. So that's very good. She did what she should have done. So very good on Sayu.
To a lawyer. Okay. Why do you think the document came out the way it did? I paid a lawyer to help me write it.
Okay, so what she is saying is that the twitlonger was actually a lawyer helped write that document, which is huge, which is massive. That goes that she knew and planned and she did it right. That's a big W. She knew what she could put in there and she put it in there, which is amazing. So she did that correctly, right? And that's a good confirmation of what you should do. And once again, I think she's an extremely intelligent girl. Clearly she knows what she's doing. Clearly at this point, she does not need any more guidance. She's clearly had good guidance on this.
Okay. Why do you think I'm a little smarter than that? But point being, I knew I could sue them. I knew I could win. But the difference is you have to think about who you're fighting.
So there you go. She knows that she can win. She knows that the law is on her side, which is what I said. That's good. That's good. She knew that the law in California was on her side. She knows what I was saying to you guys. Now, for you guys, it's the first time you're hearing it. So it's big news, right? It's huge, right? But for her, she's already heard that. So for her, it's probably annoying and frustrating because she knows she could win, but the problem is it's a corporation with a lot of money, right? That's the problem.
Do you know what happens when you fight a company or a corporation that has money?
I don't like the night.
It's not that I can't enforce it. No, that is not it, guys. I can sue them in court. I can win. However, the reason I cannot win is because they will keep paying money to drag it out.
Boom. This is exactly what I told you guys. And this comes from me covering, not just working as a corporate lawyer, but also from my coverage of Disney. I talk about this when I've been covering Disney for the last year, right? The thing is, I've been saying this, that this is what corporations do. They drag it out. They have more money than you. Procedurally, they do everything to slow it down, to take time, to request documents, to do da-da-da-da-da-da. They do so many things. You have to send your lawyer out. There's so many things they're going to require you to do. They're going to bankrupt you, right? And that's effectively how they win most cases. That's how corporations win most cases, because they try to drag things out. So this is why you don't do certain things, especially if it's a Japanese corporation where the recovery is not going to be there, right? It's going to be super expensive. And for what? Right? It's not smart. So yeah.
You guys do not know this, but what happens is when you fight someone with more money, they will drag it out on purpose to make it so that you can't keep affording to hire the lawyer that is defending you.
Correct.
To keep defending you.
Correct.
So the reason you will lose is because they keep going and they keep paying money to keep hiring their lawyer until you run out of money and you can't hire yours. That is what happens. So while I knew I could win, but that is why I did not. And that is why I will not. And I cannot. Is that legal? No.
See, there you go. So she's confirming like what she is saying is that like she could theoretically win, right? It's possible for her to win, but she's not going to do it. So at this point, when she said she knows her options and she said she is not going to do it, at this point, you got to leave her alone, right? At this point, when she said, I know my options, I've heard this, I'm not going to do it. Okay, she knows now, so leave her alone, right? Like now the step is to leave her alone. By the way, like this video, please. It gets the word out there that we can like leave Sayu alone. Like she's good. Everybody chill the fuck out. Everybody calm down, just simmer down a little bit, and don't get people riled up to go, go sue them all. Sayu, no. Let's calm down a little bit here in the chat. Let's get that word out there for everybody. That will be very, very good. Also, let's see. Weird for 5 says, mindset not kidding. Frank Amadio, Count Dankula, Mad Lads, long video, but you have no idea. Iron Man's not going to be doing his channel, turn it into a reaction channel. Wait, what? Okay, we'll do it on Mike's channel. Semi-eclectic says, is there no way to file an anti-slap in that case, or is there a separate thing? Anti-slap? Why would you file an anti-slap when there's no case? There's no case. Sayu does not have a case, right? So there's no need for anti-slap because there's no defamation. Anti-slap only applies for specifically defamation cases, but there's been no case filed. So if there's no case filed, there's no need for an anti-slap. Anti-slap is a specific type of motion that's used when somebody files a defamation case against you. Then you file an anti-slap motion to remove that defamation case. But there's no case. There's no case right now. No case exists either against her or going the other way. It doesn't work that way. Now, if they did sue her, she could file an anti-slap motion. If hear me right now, if they did sue her for defamation, she could file an anti-slap. But they would need to come to California, Japanese company, come into California and sue her for defamation, which they're not going to do at this point. It'd be stupid to do that. It'd be idiotic to do that. It'd be so much bad press and they would get blown out of the fucking water. There's no way they're going to do that. Jiao Jin says, any chance you talk about Trump's 355 New York lawsuit? I've talked about it in the past. I'm kind of look, I'll just say this. I now am trying to focus on different issues, and I try to focus mainly on Disney, either issues, Disney, or the VTuber stuff. I'm going to be focusing on VTuber issues because you guys are really engaged in them. And right now I've got promised to talk about the Coco issues and kind of review that one. That one may be actually less legal and maybe more international. Maybe I'll comment in on a more of an international commentary phase. There's a little bit of legal stuff in there as well, though. So the Coco one and Rusia. So you guys want me to comment on that, and that's what I'm going to be kind of focusing on. There are other lawyers that focus on the Trump stuff, and if you want to do that, I'd recommend someone, Robert Gouveia. He's a great attorney. He's a good friend of mine, friend of my channel. Really like that guy. He's got over a lot of struggles in his life, and he's had a lot of things he's overcome. He's a super good guy. He's a solid guy. He's whip smart. He's been covering all the Trump stuff. If you want to talk about that, go to him, right? He's the guy, right? There's some other people that have covered it, but he's the best. So you could go to him, and I'm sure he'll cover it. And I'm happy to do some tag team coverage with people at some point, or come on a panel and comment on it. But when you focus on an issue, you're better, right? And at this point, for example, with the VTuber stuff, there's not another lawyer on the internet who knows it as well as me now. I've put in over 200 hours. I've counted, right? I've put in over 200 hours between my streams and my research, which is a lot on my off time, right? There's no other lawyer that's even put in an hour. I mean, maybe they've done a stream, but frankly, they just looked up an article and they did no background research. They watched no streams. They did nothing else, really. It's kind of like lazy coverage because they saw Doki Bird was trending and they tried to get in on it, which they're allowed to do, which is actually a good thing. But when you're actually getting to understand the background, understand the people, understand the players, you get to know, okay, this is the right way to kind of cover this, right? There's some things you can do in a respectful or not respectful way. Understand. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you guys, and appreciate you guys for coming here and listening, even late at night. I really appreciate that. Tharja says, if you can't win in the legal case, win in the court of public opinion, which currently is. And that's what we're doing. And that's what we are doing. What we are putting out there is, in the public opinion, is that she was morally right and she was even legally right, even if she doesn't win the case, right? So the public opinion is in favor of her. She's got all the support, right? Anybody who's coming at her can now screw off because she is clearly good. She is clearly in the right. Check mark. Let's go. Let's move forward. The uwu on her is my fault. Proud of it. Oh, really? That's really cool. I like that. It's super cute. It's super cute. And welcome, Kirisame 3112. Appreciate you. King Lugia said, what if there's many people that sue the same corporate at once? Maybe. So for example, if they sue them together and it's a big class, there's a lot of people and they've got enough money, maybe, but you gotta have a good amount of money. I mean, guys, I'm really, when I said $500,000, I'm really not kidding. Like, if you need a serious war chest, and that's a lot. And frankly, look, if you're asking me what is better to spend money on, if you could raise $500,000, would it be better for you to raise that and spend it on a project, or would it be better for you to do it on a lawsuit? It'd probably be better on the project. Imagine what you could do with $500,000. Imagine what you could do that with $500,000. You could build a video game with that, right? Like, just build your own universe, right? Like, instead of, for example, I just smacked my mic. Sorry, guys. Too passionate here. But with $500,000, like, imagine the Wachter girls. So instead of them going together and getting a lawsuit, they could actually go ahead and build a game. They can make they could translate everything into Spanish. They could do so much with that, with $500,000. So instead of a lawsuit. And what are they going to get out of that lawsuit? It's going to be a moral victory, maybe. Not that fine. It's not going to be that much of an economic victory. They're not going to recover that money. That's the problem. Sianich Rua said, thank you for the super sticker. Gun Club said, sent you another Disney lawsuit on locals. The case. Cool. I'll take a look. Thank you, Gun Club. Clip BitLocker said, did you hear about the copyright strike? Need you to know I did not. What did they copyright strike? Weird. Stefan says, resubbed again. 9th time I was unsubbed. What? 9th? Thank you for resubbing. and says, all we can do for Sayu and Doki is support them. Agreed. And last, Professor Keen for 10, who says, good to hear you're not going to deal with Trump's problems. They are 100% politics and nothing to do with legal issues. We need to focus on culture like VTubers anyways. Yeah. And by the way, I had a very nice message, and I want to say this out there for everybody who's watching me. I had somebody message me last night who was who said, hey, I'm politically a leftist. I am a democratic socialist. I'm probably 100% the opposite of you politically, but I like your content and I appreciate your content. And I don't know if I've responded to him yet. I'm going to respond now because it came in late and I was drinking. I didn't want to respond while I was drinking, but it was very nice to hear that. And I really do appreciate all those that may not agree with me politically. Obviously, I have political opinions. I am a person. I'm a human with opinions. And as an American, I have a First Amendment right. But I also respect everybody's right to have their own political opinions and their right to have freedom of association. And I also respect your right to disagree with me. I want to live in a world where people are free to disagree with me on my personal beliefs, on my moral beliefs, whatever else. That's the world I want to live in. So I welcome you, and I hope that we can work together on issues we do agree with, and I hope that we can have a discussion that is productive, that is professional, and that leads to better education and maybe a little bit of entertainment. So I just want to say that real quick, that even if you disagree with me politically, that's okay. I'm not expecting you to comply with that, and I will never require you to believe what I believe. I'm just being dead serious. You have no requirement. Now, that said, I'm going to make comments, right? Like when I make a comment about California being no better than California, listen, it's a comment, okay? You guys can just laugh at that or you can get angry, whatever. I'm going to make my comments because, well, that's just me. That's just me. I'm nothing but a Florida man. And you guys know what's up with Florida men. I mean, come on, we got to play the clip now.
Maybe I have a chance. Go back to the Florida, you fucking crocodile!
All right. So with that, let's bring this Florida man back to the video, guys. Let's continue here.
Not even in California. So problem is, money-wise, it's not going to save me.
Yeah.
You know, money-wise, it does not save me. So that is why it does not matter what that other lawyer or whatever says. I know, because when I went through this shit, I already hired the lawyer. I already went through all this crap before. Like,
good. This is good. This is good. She hired the other lawyer.
I researched my choices. I researched what I had. I was not stupid, and I took time. Part of the reason why I took time to do all this, and why it took like 2 months or whatever months, is because I went through a lawyer, and I already went through all of my choices and stuff I could do. So yes, I could sue. I could win. I would win. Is what I was.
See, there you go. She said it. She said it. So clearly, she's talked to her lawyer, and she knows that if this got to the merits, if this got to the substance, she would win. She knows that, right? She knows that if she had enough money, she would win. She has said that. That's what her lawyer told her, and she knows that, right? So she knows that we are right. She knows that she would win, right? She would, right? We're confirming this. She would win. But the money thing. And that is entirely 100% right.
Was told by my lawyer. And they would represent me in court, is what my lawyer said. But would I win? No. Because they would draw it out. So that is, now you guys all know, and now you guys all know why. But I wasn't saying this before, because before it was so much more like, you know, if I said all this stuff, people would give me shit for it. But then also people would be like, nah, she's lying, or nah, this, nah, that, nah, this, nah, that. Now,
so that's actually good. So actually that shows the good, that our commentary actually helped her come out and say she would win, because look, people are going to think you're talking shit if you're like, no, I'm going to win, right? Because that's like posturing, right? Like everybody thinks they're going to win. Everybody says they're going to win. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we're going to win. We're going to win. But now that I've said, no, she looks pretty right under the law, it gave her room to say, oh yeah, I would have won, but this is why I didn't do it, which is entirely right, entirely accurate, right? That the money is an issue. And it's not fair, by the way, to her subs, because I know what people are going to think. Oh, well, she can just raise money. No, let it go. Because she'd rather spend her money, I'm sure, on anything but a lawsuit, right? Oh, we'll crowdfund the lawsuit. No, guys, no.
I can finally go out and say it. Yay. But that is the reality of it.
I do think she's actually a little happy that she could say it. I do think she's a little happy she could say it.
Like, companies would drag it out so that you can't afford to continue defending yourself. And that is the only reason you would lose. It has nothing to do with what's right or wrong, unfortunately. If you guys can see my hands up in the air right now, my hands are up in the air. My hands are up in the air.
I wish they had the tracking to see the hands up. That'd be great.
It's just what it is. Yeah. It is very, very sad. The fact that NDAs with talents living in the US might not be valid. Yeah, of course. Exactly. That is also what my lawyer said.
Oh, so second point there. So now we're on the second point. Now we're on point number 2. Point number 2 is about the NDA being not valid and whether or not she knew that, knows she can say whatever the fuck she wants to say because her NDA isn't valid. So now she knows. Now she knows that the NDA was not valid. So she's not muzzled. It's not like she is trying to not speak, right? Because she thinks she has an NDA and she's going to be punished and she's scared. She's free. She knows that because if her lawyer told her that the NDA is not there. So she went out and got a good lawyer. She didn't get some like rinky-dink lawyer. She knows that the NDA is horse shit. So there we go. She's good. Our girl is good.
People, they cannot enforce. So one other thing that I know is that they cannot enforce a lot of the laws, quote unquote, that they put in the Japanese NDA under their company if you live out of state.
When she says out of state, guys, she means out of country. I know it's like I know it's a little bit of a slip there, but she means out of country. So what she's trying to say is they can't enforce Japanese law on an American. And that's what she's trying to say. Out of state, meaning like out of the country. I think she may eventually correct herself, but just to be clear there, she's talking about out of country. So you cannot enforce foreign laws and a foreign NDA in another country. It's unenforceable, right? Yeah, countries are nation states, right? Yes, thank you, professional gentlemen. I know people might be confused because we have American states and then there's countries, right? So a country is a nation state, right? So just so you understand that terminology. Yeah.
Well, out of Japan. Yeah. They also said that your NDA is null and void in California. Yes, it is possible that it is null and void in California because it doesn't follow California laws either. Correct. So it doesn't follow California laws, and they can't enforce the Japanese laws on you because I am not of the state of or state country of Japan.
Correct.
So one, they cannot enforce it anyways, but two, California also doesn't enforce that because it doesn't fight either way. So yes, I do know all these things. It's just a lot of other people don't because they didn't have to go into this whole legal conundrum. So like, again, I respect all the things that people are learning now. And like, okay, I'm going to say it like this, but this is probably going to sound mean, but
I like it. I like when people caveat it that way. I love when people say, this is going to sound mean. I'm like, ooh, yes, please say it. Please say it.
I respect what Doki and like a lot of you guys as the fans are going through now, but I've already been there like a year ago. Okay. It's nice.
Yeah. So I feel what she's feeling right now. What she is feeling is like, I know that you guys are just learning about the law right now, but she knew about the law a year ago. So she's like, y'all are just getting up to speed. I was already there. Clearly, by the way, Sayu, I just want to say this. She is clearly a very, very, very intelligent girl. She is not dumb. I didn't ever assume she was dumb, by the way. But I just want to say, clearly, just hearing her respond, I can tell she's a smart girl because this is how a smart girl responds. When you know something and you can't act on it, it's very frustrating. And it's also frustrating to be told the same thing over and over and over again, which is why I hope that as a chat, like y'all, or not just y'all, but I mean, people in general can calm down and not harass her. because for a smart person, it's very annoying to hear the same thing over and over and over again. I'm going to say a personal thing for me. I get annoyed when people tell me the same thing over and over and over again. I get really annoyed. And I know it's not necessarily everybody's fault, but when I hear the same thing over and over again, and I've already commented on it multiple times, it gets annoying. It does get annoying. So I feel where she's coming from entirely. Like, I really feel that. Also, welcome as a new member. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Welcome to the BLM, to the Basic Legal Mindset.
It's nice that you guys are all coming up to speed now, but I have already tried. Okay, I have already gone through all this, and people are just now learning. So I'm sorry, but you guys are late. And I've already
she's cooking right now. She's like looking at everybody else and like how they're just coming up to speed, and she's reacting like
Disgusting.
that's her mood right now. That's her big mood right now. Big mood is y'all dumb. You're just learning right now, right? I already knew. I was on planet Mars. Y'all aren't there. Let's continue.
already been through all of it. Doki is now learning, probably. She is now, like, probably going through this. I don't know how old she is. I don't know how far, how much she's dealing with. That's on her side. But I've already gone through all of this. So it's like, it's like nice that we're vindicated and then everything's coming through. But this has already been a year ago. So it's nice, but it's bittersweet, right? Because right now I'm just having fun and doing all this stuff. And I'm like,
yeah, I get it. Bittersweet, because it's like you're being told you're right. But at the same time, the sweet part is that she's told she's right? So the sweetness is she's told she's right. The bitter part is that she can't do anything about it, right? Legally, she knows she would be drained of finances. It's emotionally draining too. She's not going into that part, and that's really important, but she would be emotionally drained in addition to being financially drained, right? So she knows that she's not going to sue, right? She's not going to sue, even though she'd win legally, not monetarily, right? That's where she would take a hit, but legally, under the law, she would win. But she knows she can't do it. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet to hear the vindication, right?
Cool. But like all the stuff that like Doki and
also it's bitter that it took a year. Somebody said it in the chat. This is from Mikey Lottie, who I remember you supported me a lot of times. So I'll show you here. Last stream, you really came up big. So thank you, Mikey Lottie, for supporting me last stream. But yeah, bitter, it took people a year to realize she was right. And it took the Doki Bird situation for people to realize she was right. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks for her because it took that she was right all along. And the only reason why people realized it is because of Doki. And that fucking sucks. I'm going to be honest, guys. It really sucks that nobody believed her. I feel sad that I wasn't part of this community like a year ago. And I wasn't doing this a year ago, because I would have told you this a year ago. If I was covering this a year ago, I would have told you this a year ago, which is why I hope that in the future with future VTubers, I could actually like help talk about these things early on so that it nips it in the bud and it doesn't create a bigger problem down the line, right? So I'm hoping that in the future, for future people, not Sayu, because we can't turn back the clock for her, but for a year ago, we can cut off a lot of this abuse that goes on, because it's not right for people to attack people like that and make a lot of assumptions when they don't know all the facts, right? So hopefully it's something that maybe can't help her, but maybe it can keep people from being targeted by corpo gaslighting, as somebody said in the chat. Yeah, like stop the corpo gaslighting. I love somebody in the chat says, you can't turn back time? What? No. Also, welcome Siona Rua as a new member. Appreciate you there. Vindication, say you, probably. Thank you for that. Also, Kieran for 10 says, even if they say the law reality was like Phoenix Wright and justice emotionally going through a lawsuit, sometimes isn't worth what people think it is. Yes, it's nice to win, but it's mostly not worth it. Yes. You have to always think, what am I going to get out of this? Sometimes you get more out of not suing than suing, but it's nice to know the law would have been on your side. It is nice to know. So when I say the law is on their side, I mean the substance of the law, not the cost of the law. That's the practical reality. The practical reality is money and emotional drain and physical drain, right? That's the practical side. The law is like the theory. The law is like the substance of the law. She's right on the substance of the law. The practical part is the hard part. BizHack says, is there a way a VTuber can make an international union? This is what I'm talking about. So it's possible. We can talk about that. The thing is, in unions, it doesn't work internationally because each country has different laws about unions and collective work agreements. What there might be an ability to do is have some form of international arbitration. Arbiters are like judges, but they're professionals, and they're people that you agree to have them settle your disputes. So what I think they need is a way for them to contract, for all the VTubers to come and contract with the companies, to be required to contract with some sort of international arbitration board that sits and decides, okay, this is going to be the remedy. And they agree to that. They agree to follow that, right? That's going to take some power, and that's going to take some people pushing for that. But I do think that would be one potential solution. But that's not something that Sayu can do, right? That's something that needs to come from up high. It needs to come from high up in the industry, where there needs to be some way to make it look like they're not sleazy pieces of shit. Because if the other companies want to look good, if let's say Cover Corp wants to look good, then what they should do is they should add an arbitration agency that they can be viewed as fair, impartial, giving good outcomes, right? Coming to justice for both the talent and for the corporation. So balancing the interests in a fair way, right? Not being biased against either. I think that would be a solution. Huevos Unlimited says, in defense of Niji, I have nothing to say. Thank you. Also, Fate for 20, who says, hi, just coming in and 2xing on some of the stuff you've covered. And yeah, a lot of people have been coming into Sayu's chat and trying to tell her she could sue since the Doki situation came in. It's been constant. And that's Fate. This is exactly why I'm doing this stream. I normally would not do a stream that I know is in the middle of the night. And the fact that there's 3,500 of you right now in this midnight U.S. time, of course, it's the day here in Bangkok. It's 2 p.m. here. But I know that means it's 2 a.m. in the Eastern U.S. So thank you all for being up late wherever you guys are in the world. And appreciate you guys watching this. Staying up and watching this. But I wanted to do this because I don't want people spamming her on my behalf. I certainly don't want that. I want the opposite of that. I want people to leave her alone because now she said she's good. Now that she's gone and said, I know this, if you are still spamming her, you are harassing her. And that is not what I want. And I'm definitely not asking you to do that. So please do not do that. Just let her do her thing. Fate says the big thing is she just wants to enjoy her time streaming, and her fans want that for her. It's been over, and now people are bringing up old drama. I get it. And by the way, this will be the last stream I do on this. So now that she said this, and I know this, I'm not going to do another stream. Literally, this stream is to like call it off, right? Make sure that people are backing down on that because I think now it constitutes harassment, frankly.
You guys are going through on like her community side and stuff like that as well. I feel for you guys. I get it. And that's why I'm kind of just leaving it alone, because at that point, all you can do is help yourself. And all you guys can do is be there for her and be there for me, because I had no one then. Okay. I had to be there for myself. Like, people are going on about like, oh yeah, like people will try to take their lives over. Yes, I did too. But that was not the point I wanted it to make. Right? People are making a big deal of like, oh yeah, any such and so or whoever tried to take their life for this stuff. Yes, because this is what happens. But I'm past that. Like, I already went there and I did too. But nobody cared. It didn't matter.
So- yeah, and a year ago, it must be really frustrating for her that when she went there, when she said all this stuff a year ago, nobody listened to her. And imagine how frustrating that is for her. Imagine how frustrated she feels, like where nobody believed her, or at least not most people didn't believe her a year ago. And now you're suddenly believing her, and not because of what she said, but because of what Doki said. That's like, imagine how she feels, guys. Imagine how she feels. I really empathize for the pilot here. Somebody told me to use that word, the pilot, right? The person behind Sayu, right? The individual. I really feel bad for her because people didn't believe her until now. And look, it's good. It's once again bittersweet. She said it. It's bittersweet but it kind of sucks. Like from an emotional standpoint, it's pretty hurtful that nobody believed her until this came up, or at least not a lot of people believed her, right? It sucks. That does suck.
So why will it matter now? Maybe. But like it still stands the fact that it didn't matter back then. A lot of people didn't care, and a lot of people even bullied me for it.
Look at that, and which is fucked up. That is super fucked up. I mean, like, this isn't a legal analysis, by the way. This is personal. This is not legal. This is my personal opinion. It's fucked up. Okay? That behavior is just wrong, right? That she was bullied and picked on and attacked for over a year, and now all of a sudden she's okay. It didn't make it right. Right? Didn't make it right. Real quick, Sean Duncan for 1999 says, I can't speak for anyone with certainty, but I can say that even if this is sweet for either Doki or Sayu, the bitter can be so much worse. Imagine it feels inescapable now that things are coming up. Yeah, and she feels like she has to comment on it because everybody's coming to her. So yeah, that sucks, right? That definitely sucks. I get that. I totally get that standpoint. Like, I really empathize with that.
Which is even worse. Like, people don't understand how bad it was. And I don't think people ever will.
Because they're not her, right? Because we didn't go through it. Like, I can imagine it, but I can't, we won't know it because we weren't her. And I mean, imagine she was going through this stuff. Her cat died. She had lots of stuff. It was a very dark place for her. Like, that is something that only she knows about how that felt. Losing your job is so difficult. Even when you have another job lined up, it's difficult to lose a job. But imagine being cut out of what you thought was going to be this like long, productive career, and you're all of a sudden cut out with that. You've got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's interesting.
Kind of a thing where, like, yeah, it's nice that it's coming out, but people are a year late. And so that's why I'm like,
there we go.
I don't know if I'll ever come to the point where I see as much support as like was worth all of the suffering that I had.
See, that's a very strong point, is that no matter how much support she gets, it wasn't worth going through that. That means it was really bad, guys. That means that she went through some really bad shit, right?
To be quite honest. Right? Like, will I see the kind of support or success that will like make me feel like I'm, you know, I can be happy again? I don't know. So we'll find.
I feel like she almost wanted to say vindicated there. She almost said vindicated there.
No, but that's kind of just where I'm at. Is like, we'll see.
So I mean, look, but what I would say is, like, obviously you can still support her, right? But like, how you support her is you just go to her chat and you support her doing what she wants to do, right? So if whatever she's playing a game or whatever she's doing, just support her doing that and have fun, right? Be positive, be happy, create a fun, positive environment for her. That's a win. That's a W, right?
I don't know. But yeah, this is something I want to say.
By the way, I am glad that many of us were not into the virtual YouTuber until you told us normies. Yeah, I wasn't really either. I was into anime, but not VTubers. But now I'm like much more empathetic with these folks because they're really underrepresented. Who's speaking for them, right? And if I have to be the one that speaks for them, and if all I do on YouTube is speak for them, and when they can't say it, when they don't have a voice, if I can say they are legally in the right, when they are not allowed to say it or can't say it or don't feel like saying it, I'm happy to do that, to be the person that says, hey, I'll take that on that. They can kind of try to come at me. If the companies want to try to come at me and say something, that's fine. Come at me. Come at me. That's fine.
You guys, not necessarily that I want to say to like the world, right? But I want you guys to understand, the people who are here now and the people that care. Because I don't really care to have like, you know, people who are just here for the drama or just here for whatever. That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, because obviously there's a lot of people that are probably coming in her chat just to cause drama. By the way, that even happens in my streams. And I notice it. And to be clear, this is a very good tip for all people out there and all content creators. Literally ignore the drama. I see it all the time. I'll even put this. I'll say this. Every single chat I've had since I've started covering VTuber issues, right? Which, by the way, I don't call this drama. These are legitimate issues. This is not drama. This is literally like legal issues. These are not drama. This is not drama, right? This is not the Real Housewives, okay? This is like real, actual issues, serious issues. On my other channel, I would cover these as substantive issues because there's serious stuff behind this, right? There's educational stuff behind this. But that said, there are people that try to drag you into personal drama. There's people that try to do that. And I see it in the chat. I see it with this VTuber stuff. I saw it before the VTuber stuff. People try to get me to attack other content creators. They try to get me to say things about them. You can even see it with certain super chats, which I've said, by the way, I skip super chats if you are trying to cause drama. If I see you send me a super chat and you're trying to bait me into drama, I'm just going to skip it. Too bad, right? Go complain to YouTube. But I'm not doing it, right? It's a 39 IQ take. Thank you for the 39 IQ. 39 IQ in the chat to stop the drama. But yeah, I don't fall for that. And I assume that what she is getting in her chat is a lot of drama. And what my advice to her is to just ignore it and keep doing your thing, right? Don't get baited. Do not get baited. Content creators out there, do not get baited. If you don't want to cover it, don't cover it. If you want to cover it, cover it. On the contrary, I've had people in the chat that say, I fucking hate this VTuber shit. Stop covering it. Nope, sorry. You are not going to make me not cover something, and you are not going to make me cover something. I cover what the hell I want to cover, and that's what I've been doing since the beginning of my channel, right? I will do what I want to do, and ain't nobody going to stop me, and this is what I want to cover, right? This is what I want to cover. And let me get this one. This is a really good one. Finally caught up. Thank you for handling this with care. It won't stop at all, but anything that can stop some harassment of Sayu helps. Also, I got to say I've been struggling for space, so just shorten to drama. And yeah, I understand. Look, I get it. It's an issue, right? I usually say issues, because like issues have substance. Drama sounds substanceless. And the word issue and drama are about the same, or issues is about the same length. So, for me, they're interchangeable. It's an issue, right? It's a tangible issue. It's a real thing. But yes, hopefully some people stop harassing her, or in the chat, when somebody tries to bring it up, everybody else can say, hey, none of that, right? Let's stop that, right? And can call people out for trying to start drama and can identify people. Because now she said no. So they can just call that out. Mark Stein said, this will cause drama, red or green curry? Red. Oh, red. I'm in Thailand. It's going to give me, give me trouble. I like the darker curries typically. So like red, but I like green curry. Look, I like green curry. I like it a lot. I have it often, but I prefer a Masaman curry or a red curry, Penang curry maybe as well. Very, very good. The Jurge says, I'm probably also to the left of you politically, but we can agree that there are important issues in this conversation that need to be addressed, and you're spearheading something that everybody in the space can support. Thank you so much, The Jerk. And by the way, some of the solutions, right? So full disclosure, everybody knows that my political bias is probably slightly to the right, or at least more on the liberty and freedom minded side. We'll put it that way. I'm more liberty and freedom minded than most people out there. But that said, even some of the solutions I've proposed are not necessarily right-wing solutions. Forming a union is super not right-wing, right? But like, I've thrown that out there as possible. Hell, I argued for California regulation. How right-wing is that? That's like the opposite. That's like antithetical to everything I do, is regulation, right? To hear the words regulation come out of my mouth, I feel dirty. I feel like I have to brush my teeth after I say we need regulation. But like, I'm willing to admit that sometimes it's the right choice, right? There's some areas where you just need that. And this is one that there needs to be something that's going on here, because what's going on is not right? Lauren S says, no drum here. Hey, Lauren, just love your lives and your suits. Thank you so much, Lauren. Appreciate you. Thank you always for picking out my style. I do appreciate that today. Also, Einbrecht for Canadian Fumph. Says, thank you for all your legal coverage. You big goober. You and Sean are the only legal YouTubers I watch these days. Well, Sean and I are the only ones who are doing honest coverage. Everybody else, to be honest, there's a lot of people out there that are too scared. But Sean is really, really a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. We actually had a good conversation the other day. So he's a good friend of mine. We'll put it that way. And he's a really good guy who will keep stuff confidential, which I appreciate. Death God 114 gifted 1 Legal Mindset membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. And then one last one here before we continue. At End of the Beginning says, the problem is a lot of it seemed very incredible. I saw her receipts, so I changed my tune, but a lot of people couldn't get past the incredibleness of how bad Niji really is. Then the termination letter came out. This is a big problem. I think a lot of people, they were simping for Niji really hard because their Oshi was Niji, right? Maybe it was even because of Selling, right? Maybe they were a Nesticle. I mean, a Dragoon, right? Maybe they were a Dragoon and they were, back in the day, they were supporting Niji because she's a Niji. Now they've realized, oh, wait, shit. Niji is not great. Niji is, in fact, seems like they're a shitty corporation. I think we have enough proof that Niji is a shitty corporation. So far. I think we've got that. I think that's on the record. Lauren, thank you so much. Appreciate the member chat. Also in the chat, I love Nesticles Rise Up. All right, let's continue here.
We're here for what we have now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sayu has her vengeance now that company is doomed. I really don't, though. Okay. If you want to talk about vengeance now, there is no way. I don't care about that company going down.
See, she's a good person.
It's cool and all, but if you want my personal opinion, there are people in the indie scene who are simply using all of this drama to their benefit and to their now they're choosing to speak up or now they're choosing to support this cause. And that's more what makes me mad. Okay? Not the company's stuff, because that's all on the company's side. It made me mad to see people who were against me and who were who didn't support me or anything like that, who were my friends, now try to support everything and now look like they're, they're being it's because it's good to be against it now, right? That's the problem. They weren't there. They weren't before. I remember exactly who they all were. And I'm not going to.
You never forget. I will say this. I know what she's thinking right now. Oh my God. You never forget who has your back and who doesn't. And there's times I say, I've gone through this on YouTube too. Oh, I've gone through exactly the same thing she did. There's been times. Now, I know a lot of you are new to my channel, but I am not new to coverage. I'm not new to controversy, right? And there have been times when I have watched who has my back and who doesn't. And not even that. I've watched who takes the chance to attack me and who doesn't. And I will say this, just the same as Sayu, if somebody takes the opportunity to attack me and then they turn around and when I'm covering a big issue, all of a sudden they're my friend, right? Oh, now I'm covering VTuber issues and they want to get on board. So now they're sucking up to me. Fuck that. I will never collaborate with that person ever. They will never get on my stream ever. I'm an extraordinarily loyal person, but that works two ways. If you betray my loyalty and my trust, you're done. There's no getting back on the train. It's permanent, right? There's no forgiveness. There's no ha-ha, hee-hee. You're done. You get one shot. If you screw it up, you're done forever, right? Extremely loyal, but if you betray that loyalty, right, you're done. You're absolutely done. There's no redemption arc for you. There's nothing you can do. I'm not going to attack you. I'm actually just going to ignore you. You're going to be completely ignored forever. And I feel that that's very similar to her, to Sayu. And what she's saying here is she remembers who came for her. She remembers who came for her, and she's not going to collab with them, right? Because she sees what they're doing, and she goes,
disgusting.
And I know it's a cute clip, but I'm trying to be serious with this. Is that she sees what they're doing, and all they're doing is they're flipping because now it's popular, right? Now it's popular. You don't need to attack them. You don't need to go after them. You just ignore them. What you do is you just ignore them and you move on, but you say, I'm not collaborating with you anymore. I'm collaborating with new people, right? Loyalty is a two-way street. It's a two-way street, and it requires you to not betray that loyalty, right? It's not given for no reason. You don't just be loyal to somebody and they stab you in the back and you keep being loyal to them. It doesn't work that way. It's fair weather friends. Somebody said in the chat, thank you, fair weather friends. I am not about bandwagoning or fair weather friends, right? Not about it. And there's people, guys, I'll tell you, this happened to me. they took the side of the bigger YouTuber, right? They took the side of the bigger YouTuber because they said, oh, that YouTuber's bigger. But now guess what? Now they look at Playboard and they go, oh, fuck, Andrew's doing better. So let's side with Andrew. Fuck you, actually. Right? Hold on. Let me play the clip. This is my response.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
That's my response. That's my response to those people that want to get back on the hammer now, right? We're done now. You have no chance. You're done. I saw it. We're done. All right. Let's continue with this. This is very good.
Gonna go out and name them.
And by the way, we're gonna get all the super chats. I see the 23 super chats. We're gonna get all of them. I just want to let her finish, or at least get a little bit further here. She's almost done. But by the way, I'll get this one from Professional Gentleman, who says, if Andrew is the same as me, our political opinions don't depend on the ever-shifting position of the Overton window, or the imaginary left-right spectrum represents. Yes, exactly. I completely agree with you, Professional Gentleman. It has my opinions have nothing to do with the Overton window. They have nothing to do with the current thing. They're static. And that makes people not like me because I don't fall neatly into the right or left. I don't like calling myself right or left because that's not me. I have issues. And if two different people talk to me about two different issues, it's going to differ, right? It's like, yeah, I got a problem. I'll just bring up an issue. Yeah, I got a problem with the American healthcare system. I think the Korean system is fantastic and it's part social, part private, right? Oh my God, is that a leftist or rightist opinion? I don't know. How about it's just an issue? How about I'm like, all right, we have a problem. We need to fix a problem, right? I don't care if it's a left or right issue. I care about the problem and fixing the problem, right? If that makes me an extremist, okay, right? I don't give a shit. Right? I care about issue by issue by issue. And on this issue, on the issue of corporations abusing international employees, yeah, I'm on the side of the employee, right? I'm on the inside employee. I don't care what that means, right? Like I see a corporation abusing a individual employee and not just one, but in multiple cases, Vakter, Nijisanji, I'm against the corporation. And I'm a person who's corporate counsel. Right? I work for corporations and I'm against the corporation. And by the way, I actually don't mind working for corporations. But I still don't like this. This is still very distasteful. Beautiful Origin says, I really hope Niji watches the coverage of this situation so they realize how serious this is and make positive changes. I hope that you guys go out and you have my full permission to clip this and translate this into Japanese. I hope this gets translated into Japanese. I hope it gets back to Niji, and I hope they see this. I hope all the Niji sisters, the NDF, translate it, get it back, let them read it, let them know that what they did was morally and ethically wrong, and that even legally they were wrong. The only thing is Sayu doesn't have the funds to fight this or the time or emotions to fight this, which, by the way, who brought that up? Here we go. Path brought this up. Path 0990 says, I think people underestimate the energy and emotional toll of litigation. I just finished a civil trial that cost me nothing, but it was exhausting and only went 3 weeks. Guys, this is it. So remember how I said, oh, the attorney general or the labor commission can take up the case. That is emotionally exhausting. And by the way, if she does that, that's going to open her up to things like doxing. That's going to open her up to things, all other sorts of things. She doesn't want to go down that road, right? So don't tell her. She knows her options. So she's good. She doesn't want to go down that road, even if it costs her zero, right? So just leave her alone at this point. At this point, you're harassing her because the emotional toll is clearly something that she also doesn't want to get involved in. She just wants to have fun and do her own thing.
But I am always going to look at them and go, I will not interact with you. I will not have anything to do with you. So that is why I also hope that you guys can understand where I don't collab with certain people. I don't want to interact with certain people. I don't care about networking in a way where it's just for gain. I care about playing with friends and getting to make actual friends and getting to know people. If it helps, if we can help each other mutually, then awesome. That is what I'm for. But I don't care about like getting to know people that are like, that's just for the sake of networking. So that's why I don't want you guys to get your hopes up when you guys ask me to collab with certain people. I know a lot of people were trying to do that. They were like, oh, I can't wait to see you and such and so play together or things like that. I'm like, you may never see that because I may see them in a completely different light than you do because I know who they are and what they're like. So
that said, I would totally collab with Sayu if she wanted. She seems really smart. Like if I had something to talk about with her, I would totally collab with Sayu. She seems like a really, really smart girl. So yeah, I would do it. I would do it. Just saying, we don't have to talk about the law. We could just talk about waifus, right? Would totally do it.
yeah, I am there. There are a lot of people who you guys will not see because I do not want to show you guys those people. Okay. So I just want to make that very clear. Please do not ask me to collab with certain people or anybody unless I have already interacted with them and I call them my friend.
I like that. Something in the chat said lawyer plays Genshin Impact. Like I would do that. I would 100% do that. That'd be hilarious. That'd be absolutely hilarious.
Feeling as normies suddenly liking something they bullied you for before.
Yeah.
Talk to her about Persona 3, waifu tier list. Yeah, that'd be good. We do like waifu tier list, hilarious.
Kind of. It's like saying like, oh, this
People in the chat are like, no, not Genshin, not Genshin.
anime's trash. And then they say that, oh, they love it, kind of thing. Like when or like this whole thing is trash. And then they say like, oh, I love it now. It's kind of like that. But
make them play I would actually play Helldivers too. I would suck, but I would play Helldivers too.
like, yeah, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Can we wish for more collabs with Sheena? Yes, 100%. 100%. Like, there are a lot of really good people out there, but there are a lot of people who I also will not look back on. Yeah. I took a lot of stuff that Corp put at face value. It's okay. I mean, a lot of people are like afraid to believe in stuff also, and I don't blame you. Like, it's hard to see, and it's scary to see something that's so big be so corrupt or so against what you wished it was, right? That is true. But like, and it's crazy to think that like somebody who was there for like a couple months was actually smart enough to get the fuck out and be like, no, I'm so done with this. I'm just going to put it all up there for everyone to see. Right? Like, why would somebody who was there for like a couple months care enough to put their neck out there, right? And be like the whistleblower or whatever.
Right. That's a very good point, right? Like most times when you're just there for a short period of time, why are you going to be the one? Why would you, a person who's there for just a couple months, put your neck out and like incur massive legal fees, massive emotional damage, all this other stuff to go through that? Yeah, that's very true. It's very true.
Sense, honestly. But like for me, I guess that's just the only thing that would seem natural for me. It's just like, yeah, well, obviously I got to tell people because nobody deserves that shit. And that's all I cared about is like the people there, like the people that were there or the people that were there, like other talents or whatever, probably don't want to be my friend. And I get that. Like, I'm not like...
Well, they can't. Now they can't. If they're at Niji, they definitely cannot talk to her, right? That's not okay. And it seems like, frankly, the other people at Niji were kind of dicks, to be completely honest. Like, the other folks were kind of not cool. So...
I'm not...
and other than Selin Tatsuki, because obviously she was there at that point, right? But like what I'm saying is, other than Doki, it seems like a lot of the other Niji people were not. At least Ike and Vox and Alira. Just put it that way.
The safest person for them to be around, right? But I don't really care about that anymore because if that's the reason they don't want to be my friend, then that's right. But like, at the same time, it's very like, I mean, it's sad. It makes me sad. But at the same time, like, I wasn't friends with a lot of them. Just because we were under the same place does not mean we were friends. And that's...
And yeah, I'm not saying, and by the way, let me be very clear. I'm not saying everybody at Niji. I'm just saying like, not everybody, not throwing everybody into the bus, but I'm saying that for most people, there would be a incentive to not speak to her after she's terminated, right? So after somebody's terminated, right, the company is going to be like, hey, why are you talking to this terminated employee? You're going to get in trouble if you talk to her, right? So it creates an awkward situation. It creates a very, very, very awkward situation. I like this. Real lawyer plays Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's see. Did I get... Oh, this yellow chat. Saying as both Zion and Dragoon, meaning since the beginning, I kept believing her and Doki Bird, like, stop bringing this up to either Sayu attempt her life, forgive, but support them now. Yes. It's unforgivable for Niji, and what Niji did was wrong. And as a fan, as a fan, you should never forget that. As a fan, you should not forget what they did. That doesn't mean she needs to sue, but you don't do it. Boycott Niji Sanji if you really want to do that, right? If you really are a huge fan of, you're a Dragoon or you support Zion, Sayu, right? You want to boycott them. That's your choice. That's your individual choice. Up to you. I'm not telling you to do it, but if you are a fan who's mad at them, you don't want to forgive them, that's a remedy, right? That's something you can do, right? If you feel like doing it, right? If you have some other person you love at Niji Sanji and you still want to follow them, that's on you too. Go ahead and do it. I'm not telling you not to do that, by the way. Go ahead and do what you want to do. What I say is with everything, do what you want to do, follow who you want to follow, but also know that, look, if you're following Niji Sanji at this point, clearly you've seen a history where they're doing things that are not legal. And Sayu has now confirmed what I've said with that her lawyer in California has confirmed what I said is accurate. So you've got now two lawyers, right? Her personal lawyer and me, who have said, yeah, what she was doing is not really legal in California. And boom, right? Boom. So we know that, we can say that it's justice for the education. It's justice for the knowledge, right? But, in that terms is like, she just wants to move on. Let her move on. Let her get on with it. Don't try to force her into anything.
It's like I had a very different mindset from them going in, and also, right? Like I went in thinking like this is going to be better than like my indie life. It was not. So I was
and this is a lesson for like the small VTubers, right? So small VTubers might think it's going to be like a party at the big corpos. They're going to think like, oh my God, big corpo life is going to be great. But it's not. It's not. Actually, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Because I think my normal mod is not here. Who am I gonna let this? Let's see. I'm gonna get some mods next time. I'm gonna get some mods. Professional gentleman, I'll probably mod you because you're always here. I'm gonna add some extra mods for
very quick time. To like be like, nah, nope the hell out of there. Because for a lot of people, other people, they didn't want that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to be indie again either. I wanted to have more, help elevating myself. But
the house that we've been living in?
What would I rather have?
I found this.
So there we go. So she's content. She's content just doing her own thing, running her own stuff, and moving on. So she's ready to move on. She's ready to move on. So there we go. There we have it. That's Niji. It's Niji. Right? All right. So let me get through some of these super chats because we've got 29 here. So we'll get through all of them. You should check out Dizzy Dokoro of Phase Connect. She's an ex-Sundiria manager, and she sometimes has streams talking about that. Okay, so let me do that right now. So let's see. What's her name? Her name is Dizzy Dokuro. And okay, let me see. I found her here. Okay, so I will message her and I will so I believe this is her, right? So Face Connect, here you go. So I will message her and just ask her what it's like working and like managing stuff in the VTubing community. So I'll just have that conversation with her. Hopefully she can talk to me. And obviously, we won't talk about anything spicy. It's just about managing and the struggles of managing, what the challenges are from like a professional standpoint, like very professional interview. So I will reach out to her with that request. Hopefully, she says yes. TV Trade Table gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that and all those members today. Today we've had over 66, almost 69. Members here in the chat. I mean, it's a shame we're 3 short. It's a shame we're 3 short of 69. Marksman of the 117B says, also, as you mentioned, Helldivers, gentlemen, the worst has happened. We have lost Malevelon Creek to the socialist automatons. Democracy has faltered, but it will not be stopped. For Super Earth! Guys, get out there and take back Malevelon Creek from those damn dirty bots. Get out there and spread that democracy for Super Earth. Managed democracy, of course. Managed democracy. Vic Rage says, to give some positive news, Doki said that her manager has told her to start talking about a payroll because for growth, she needs a team now. Awesome. So I hope all these creators, I hope Sayu, I hope Doki, they can all grow, they can all expand, they can all end up doing their own thing. I hope this is something where they can do more and grow, right? I really do. I really do. By the way, we got one from Patrick Kennedy, one from Royal Assassin, and one from Jamp O'Drevel, which brings us to 69 memberships. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying?
You don't deserve me. You don't deserve me. You wouldn't be able to handle me. I'm too powerful for you. My GFE is too strong for you, chat. Disgusting.
I'd do a little combo move on you there because it goes both ways. But that said, appreciate you, chat. Appreciate your support getting us to 69 on this late night stream. I mean, it's always very important. There's a big power to 69. It's a big power to 69, guys. All right. Let's go back to the beginning here. Kieran says, can I ask you an important question? Niji has been copy striking videos of them using images of their livers, video making them look bad. Is it legal? Can you let me, so why don't I do a stream on this? Why don't I do a stream on this? I don't know enough facts. And unlike other people, I don't like talking out of my ass. Can some people help me? Maybe send me an email. I know a lot of you guys send me emails. I've got to do some review of that today. But maybe send me some emails, shoot me some emails, hit me up, show me the channels that they've struck, show me what they've struck. Help me out there to understand this issue. What's been struck? So, or maybe did Kyo do a video? Somebody said Kyo did a video on it. I can check that out. Let me do some research on that and I will get back to you because that is fucked up and it probably is something that they are doing false strikes on, right? And I'll try to, maybe I'll bring on False to talk about it because I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit and it's shady because it's using them. They're using the image for covering something that is actually commentary, right? So it shouldn't be something that they allow to happen, but you know, that's how they resolve it. Gordo Gamer says, have you seen the AI presidents on Faith Connect? I've seen them on like TikTok and the Reels, right? Where they'll do the AI presidents, like for example, like Biden and Obama and Bush all and Trump, like all in a voice chat. And they're like playing Call of Duty or something or whatever. Like they're just playing like Fortnite or something. That's really hilarious. And the fact that they can do that is amazing. Apparently, if you have 30 minutes of audio of somebody speaking, you can make that. So obviously there's enough out there for someone to make an AI legal mindset. It's only a matter of time. Lauren for 1999, 69. Woo, baby. Yep, you're right. Yeah, always celebrating the 69. Rose Keela said, legal mindset. What is your wisdom? Well, I'm just trying to look. I just try to share with you guys what I know, what I've learned. Not just as a lawyer, but as a YouTube content creator, because frankly, this is a hard road. It is not easy. And I really like to help people out that I see have potential and that I think are good people. That's why I like having folks on my channel to support them. Shout out to Best Pony Girl Rima. Shout out to Lydia, who came on the other day. False has been on. I was on with Nux. Who else was I on with? DN, Depressed Nosagi. Shout out to all the guys that come on. They've all been good on my channel. So, big ups to them. Hope they do well. Gwen Weifer says, legal mindset becoming a VTuber lawyer at this point. When's your VTuber model debut? My model is supposed to be done in a couple days. The artists got back to me that they needed a couple more days over the weekend. So that's going to be something they're working on today. Nuxtaku said 1/4 of the streamers are a-holes. Probably more than a fourth, but at least a fourth, at minimum a fourth. Curious said the newest strike is they upload a members only clip. Wait, what? So are they striking members only videos? That's weird. I thought they couldn't strike members only videos. Interesting. Ultimate Slacker says, brother, we must purge this heresy with righteous fire. Some Space Marine Helldiver and Warhammer 40K crossover would be epic. Yes, that'd be great. We must purge the socialism with a heavy flamer. Got that one already. Crafty Beard says, a 500,000 means I can buy 333,000 Costco hot dog combos. Oh my God. Oh God. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Crafty. Thank you for. I wouldn't have understood it unless you put it in terms of Costco. They struck a clip, but not the clip itself. They struck the VTuber model being shown in the video. Well, that's the thing. I mean, look, they own the IP, but that doesn't mean they can take it down for commentary purposes. You're allowed to comment on that, right? So that's where they're going beyond the scope of what is their actual right to do. If they were using that and claiming they owned that, so if they were using the model, the VTuber model, like they owned it, that's one thing, but just covering it in a thumbnail, yeah. Yeah, that's not okay, right? Kirasame says, here's my basic political stance. Married gay couples should be allowed to defend their marijuana farms with assault rifles. I can stand behind that. And people be like, Andrew, why do you support gay marriage? I'm like, you can be just as miserable as straight people now. Have fun with that. We're all marriage is equally miserable for everybody. No, I'm only sort of joking as a lawyer. Because we obviously deal with like the divorce statistics very intimately as lawyers. We're very familiar with them. Jonathan A says, wow, California is really crazy. I am doing an archery competition with an 8-pound English longbow. Oh, awesome. Well, good for you. And when I did my hunters in Florida, I did a hunter safety course, and we had to shoot every single type of weapon. So you have to, when you do the hunter safety course, you shoot a rifle, a shotgun, a handgun, archery, and you shoot a black powder rifle, like a literal black powder rifle, which is fucking awesome. Actually, the black powder was actually one of my favorite. It's really interesting because in the hunting season, archery gets to go first. They get to go out and they get the ability to get the first crack at game. And then it's black powder, and then it's everybody else. So black powder, because black powder is slower, right? You get like one shot. So if you miss, you miss, right? Muzzle loader, right? It's not the same as your great grandpappy's musket, but it's like a modern black powder rifle, but it's still black powder. Right. Koyoki of the Dream Chaser Pro says, if you've given VTuber had a good case against their agency, what would it take to beat them if the agency plans to win by attrition? Well, what I would say is, like I've said on my other streams, if there's a good case against the agency, even if there's a good case, they would need the money. They would need the money and the time, which, once again, money, time, and the emotional wherewithal to do it. So if they've got the money, the time, and the emotional wherewithal, when would that happen? I don't know. It would take a lot of people, or it would take another entity backing them up, or an Elon-like situation with Elon and Gina Carano, right? So in the Gina Carano lawsuit where Gina Carano is suing Disney, Elon is backing them up. It would take an Elon-type figure coming out and saying, I'll bankroll you. And they need to have the emotional power to go through that and the desire to go through that, right? So in the case of Sayu, she doesn't want to do it. She clearly doesn't want it. You need to want to do that. She doesn't want to do it. So stop forcing her to do that. That's not what she wants to do. She just wants to stream and have fun. Let her stream and have fun. The bitter part is the harassment she still got in between the termination now. And that part is fucked up. And that's why I really empathize with her, because this last year she's been tortured until Doki came up. Ines 913 for 2000 Indonesian says, an important note, she is broke when terminated. Yes. And that's really tough when you are terminated, when you're at a low point and you have no money, you've got nothing. That sucks. That really sucks. Tharja IBW says, believed her from day one. Saw shady stuff come out of the Niji terminations before. So not only when she was vindicated after a year, so was I. Thank you, Tharja. And thank you for supporting her and for being there. I'm sure that, if she's had you as a fan, she's very lucky to have you as a fan since then. Danny D says, old Niji hater here. People believe it now, yeah, but I'd rather have been wrong and happy. I genuinely hope the talents find a better future. Yeah, so do I. I really wish that they go on and they just find something in that, but also that the folks that are, let's say, in the future, hoping to go to these corporations, that they avoid them because they see this type of stuff, right? That they avoid these corporations that may or may not be abusive, right? Zen Gunman says Niji is weird because they have hardcore fans that have ironclad brand loyalty. They can rationalize anything, and if Sayu got fired, well, that sucks. But you know what? I don't believe this anymore, Zen. I don't believe that, bro. I don't think they have that much brand loyalty. I think that the cracks in the wall are forming. So respectfully, with respect, I don't think that every single person watching Niji Sanji is ironclad. I don't think so. I think the worm is turned on them. I think their reputation has got out there. I think before they might have, but I right now what I see is a lot of turning and a lot of folks that are turning around on Niji Sanji. McLeod said, thanks for reposting my repost to the stream. Repostception. Need to get this message through to as many people as soon as possible. Yeah. So it was, let me just show this here because no, not that. Although that's the person I will collab with if they will have me. But over here, I saw Michulati says, this ends the legal discussion. Please stop harassing Sayu about the situation. Support her on what she wants to do. And I retweeted that and liked it because like this is it. We're not doing anymore. This is it. We're done here. She's good, right? She's good. Check mark. We're done, right? The thumbnail couldn't be clearer, right? I meant my thumbnail to be a very clear message of please leave her the fuck alone. Like, please. I can't tell you another way, right? I cannot tell you another way. Cybrus, welcome as a member. You know, and I'm not, dude, guys, I'm not somebody who's gonna like sit around and like milk drama. If a creator tells me not to touch it, I'm done, right? We're done. And the only reason why I'm doing this is to make it clear to my followers that I'm done on this, right? Positive ending achieved. We unlocked the most positive ending possible, right? This is the best it's gonna get. We've unlocked it. We're done. AP says, Jan, good morning. What? You've only been streaming for an hour and a half, not 6? Are you becoming a little bish? I thought it would be even shorter, guys. You know, my average stream length before I did this was 1 hour. Now I've got all these questions I have to answer. It's really annoying. Kiernan says, basically, False and Kyo made negative but true news of Niji, and they copyright strike trying to take down their channel and make Niji look like bad clippers, got struck down. They've done this for years, illegal. It's an abuse of the system. But the problem is, once again, just like with Sayu, suing Niji Sanji over it is extremely annoying. The better thing is to go to YouTube and to petition YouTube to change their system. YouTube needs to change their system of copyright strikes because what they are doing is not right from a copyright strike standpoint. Also on local, somebody sent me a $1 tip and said, why are you not playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Because I don't have a PS5. Also, when does it come out on the remake? When does that come out on PC? I don't know. Also, welcome, Koma as a member. Welcome. Arigato for the membership. Appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. 2 years from now, next year, probably a year. No release date yet. Okay. Well, we'll see. I don't want to buy a PS5 just for that, but I also want to play it. So it's a little up in the air. On it. We'll see. If it gets a lot of good reviews, I'll consider it. I got that one already. Saint Diablo says, in fairness, when the Zion stuff was happening, we didn't have the power of retrospection. At the time, we have very little background info. No, I get it, but at that point, it must have been for her. I'm just empathizing with her in the fact that it must have been difficult for her at the time, from her perspective. Did you hear about Bao the Whale getting scammed? Wait, what? No. Send me information on that, Gin. If you have a story, send it to me. Don't invite Pippa to an 8-hour stream every day. I think I don't know whether Pippa can actually stream with me. I mean, hopefully she saw my she will see my post with Kirsch, and Kirsch could talk to her about me and say like I'm a pretty safe interview. I'm not trying to trap anybody or do anything bad, but I know that Pippa had a ban because I guess it was the whole ban with Nick and Camelot and all that. So I'm not trying to pressure into an uncomfortable situation. I'll just put it that way. Ditzy says, big titty lawyer with tentacles ping win. No, not happening. Any thoughts on sweet potato curry? It's all right. Not my favorite, but it's all right. I'll eat it. It's good. When is the 2-day debut? Legal investigator. Oh God. The litigators in the chat. The litigators out there. The ping is coming. The ping is coming soon. I think after this weekend. To quote F22 from habitual line crossers, green screen videos, he puts faces to military items. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. Completely irrelevant, but do you have an OSHA yet? I don't know. I'm just discovering more. I don't want to commit. There's too many waifus. I need to embrace them all right now to figure out, to get some favorites here. I don't want to make a choice so hastily, because the more I find, the more I like. I watch different ones and I'm like, ooh, I like you. When talking about forming a union, it seems like it'd be very difficult when the background of VTuber is so international. That's the point. That's what I'm talking about. That's why a union might not be appropriate. It might be more something like an arbitration board, right? Versus a union, because how are you going to unionize across international borders? That's not how it works. In fact, just so you guys know, how corporations get around unions is they go international. That's how they skirt union law. There are countries which completely ban unions. There's even states in America that ban unions, right? And by the way, I'm just going to say this, and once again, this is my personal political belief. I am generally against unions in modern America. I think they don't serve the same purpose that they served 100 years ago, where they really had a good purpose. I think their purpose has been co-opted. There's a lot in the way they run that they're not elective. You don't get to choose whether you're part of the union. You are forced to be in the union. You are forced to pay dues. I think that's a little fucked up. And I don't think anybody should be forced to be part of a union. I think you should be able to elect whether you're a part of a union or not. And I don't think you should be penalized for not being part of a union or excluded from a trade for not being part of a union. I think that is messed up, right? So once again, my view on unions is complex. Kieran says, loyalty, that is what I did, and that's why I came to look for her and support Train when she was still Zion. Now I never doubted her. I believe you, Kieran, 100%. Thank you, Kieran, for the 5 Singapore. Andrew, you know what your politics are? Same as mine. Gamer politics. Objective oriented. Give me a solution that solves a problem. Tell them what. Exactly. Marksman, bro, we're point here. I don't care about what side made the choice. I don't care who said it. Just solve the fucking problem. There's a problem. Solve the problem. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Whoever gets the points, I don't care. I really don't care. You guys can have the credit and the points. Fix the problem. There's a problem, and it's a problem. I don't care, right? Like, for example, I just mentioned healthcare, so I'm going to use the same example, right? Healthcare is too expensive in America, right? Solve the problem. I don't care if that's a left solution or a right solution. Just fix the damn problem, okay? Like, and by the way, it doesn't mean it's better. I mean, obviously, the Canadian system has problems. The European systems have problems. There's lots of other problems in many different systems. But I'm saying, as a person who's lived in different countries, and as a person who like walked into an appointment when I was in Korea, and I had a prescription, and at that time, I didn't have the Korean national insurance. I wasn't eligible because my visa wasn't covered by Korean national insurance. So the lady, in a very polite way, was apologizing. She's like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is going to be expensive. Your prescription is going to be very expensive because you don't have insurance. And I go, oh shit, what's it going to be? Because I'm from America. So when someone tells me expensive, I think $1,000. I think $2,000. She's like, I'm very sorry. It's $10 US. I'm like, are you kidding right now? She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is that okay? Is that okay with you? I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Take my money. Shut up. Right? Take my money and shut up. Right? Like, but they felt the need to apologize for that. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a different frame of reference. It blew my mind. Right? I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, here's my money. Go away. Go away. Right? But once again, we're not getting into politics right now. I'm just talking about like frame of mind solutions and the things that there are better solutions out there, right? You just got to look for them. $10, crazy $10, right? Okay, Pastor, this is like on the edge of drama, but I know you've been a follower for a long time, so I'm just going to answer this in a very like generic way. But this is on the edge. So, but I know you've been around for a while, so I'm going to take your intent as a good intent. Okay, bro? I says, I'm out of the loop. Besides snake bites, what other dramas there been? I've been through tons of drama, and I'm not going to recount it all, right? There's even current drama, which I don't want to address, which people constantly try to get me to address. It's out there. It's out there. And frankly, look, I don't care to get into it because people will take the context and they'll clip it, right? There's clipper channels that clip it out. And when they clip it out of context of what I'm saying, right? And it becomes something entirely different that causes drama because the other creators, they don't watch the entire stream. They only watch the clip and they'll react to the clip. So it'll be somebody else reacting to the clip, which is a dishonest clip of me. So yeah. But obviously you named one issue, right? You named one issue after the Amber Heard situation. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of stuff going on. And anybody during that whole phase, right, who said, hey, Andrew, I'm taking the back of the bigger creator because they made more money during the Depp versus Heard case than you. Well, of course, I'm not going to like go back and support them, right? I remember that, even though that's like, what, 2 years now? Or something, but I didn't forget. I know all those creators. I know who did that back then. I'm not forgetting them. Apparently, a lot of the remaining Niji supporters are young Filipinos. There's something you read on Reddit, so take it with a huge grain of salt. Something believable that a lot of them are young, though. I don't know. I don't know the demographics of them. I mean, they might just like the waifus. They might just like the people, which I'm not trying to take that away from anybody, but you know, we're just trying to educate folks that it's a shitty corporation. So I don't know, maybe people got to translate it into Tagalog, right? I mean, maybe that helps, right? If they, you know, you can get some based Filipinos to translate here. DN can do some translating and educate the Filipino population, even though they speak English. So, you know, they should be able to watch the English content and understand as well. Proxy says, speaking of translations, localizers are replaced by AI and Crunchyroll. Question is, can localizers be sued for malicious translations by the author? I made this point that what they could do is this. The author should sue the company because the company has money and they probably will have a branch in Japan, right? So this should be like a Japanese lawsuit where the Japanese author, the mangaka in Japan, sues the Japanese company. That's probably a solution for them in Japan, right? Because they are neglecting their contractual duty to give them an accurate translation, right? They're actually doing it in a malicious way. They're maliciously translating it in a woke manner that is against the will of the main company. So yes, I do think there may be a case in Japan for that. But once again, you need to get a Japanese lawyer. You need to do that. Consult with a Japanese lawyer on that. So yeah, I know DN is Filipino, so DN should get the word out there to his Filipino brothers and sisters, if that's true. It says if that's true. Let's see. Powerpuff says it's Filipino. It's in the culture to patronize Western media. Undoubtedly, Gen Z consume those shiz daily. It is what it is. It's what it is. You know. Let's see here. Forgive me if this is the wrong term, but it's a whole class action suits are for. We count all the people that Niji is wrong in two hands. But class actions are for when there's a bunch of people that are wronged by the same exact thing. So let's say that there was one manager and he was manager McGropey Hands and he had an essay. He essayed a bunch of Niji employees, like 100 Niji employees. He's like the Harvey Weinstein of Niji Sanji. This is a hypothetical. I'm not saying this happened. I'm giving you a imaginary false hypothetical. This is not true. This is me making something up for the purpose of answering this question. So let's say that a Japanese company, let's pretend it's not even Niji. Let's say another company. A Japanese company, we'll call it Black Corporation Inc. So Black Corporation Inc. has the Harvey Weinstein of that, and he does a bunch of stuff against a bunch of different types of people. So all of them are essayed by this guy. Then all of them together would bring in a suit because it's the same type of harm, right? It's the same type of harm. It's everybody goes versus that guy. Or let's say there was a product and this product caused them all to be doxxed, and this caused huge damage to them. So let's say there was a product that the black company required you to install, but what this product did was it recorded your real face. So it turned on your camera covertly and recorded your real face. And so they dox everybody, they dox how they look, and they all dox them because of this software. That will be a class action. But it's got to be a lot of people, and it's got to be the same type of injury. That's the problem. And the problem is that these are not the same thing. They're different scenarios, factually. So class action is probably not going to happen. Somebody mentioned the Ring doorbell camera. That's, for example, that's closer right there. Somebody already said clipped out of context. Yes, I know. This is why I say these things, because I know everything's going to be clipped out of context. Let's see. I boycotted Niji because I'm a fan of Doki. That's awesome. No, said not because. Sorry. I boycotted Niji not because I'm a fan of Doki, which I am, but because they're consistently portraying themselves as a company I can't support. And I think that's a fine decision. There's nothing wrong with that. You're fully permitted to support who you want to support. So why not make that choice? Vugum Guy 1 says, I remember seeing a thing online about a hit list against Doki or Friends and Fans or anyone against that. Did you know anything about it? Yes. In fact, they took it down. It was the bandwagon list, but now they took it down. So all we have is we have this bandwagons list, which is a list that was actually edited based on that list, and it was changed into this based list. So we took their hit list. We took their hit list, their negative, nasty, disgusting hit list, and we made it into something funny, into the based bandwagon list. You can find this. I'll put it in the chat. It's on reentry.co/bandwagons list. We made it into something cool. So now it's a base list, which has everybody here, including Rev, right? So we've got that all here. We've got even down here when you go to other people, we've got notable mentions. Look at this. Rima, right? Totally not. Hold on. Let me show you this here. Rima, base, totally not a horse girl. Go away, Vosh. She gives base takes. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's a cute fox girl because that's what she asked for. Kirsch, based fox doing base things. Also, do not do the Korsh. Lydia VTuber, based Neko girl. Please sub to her. Height. They discontinued incredibly based. Pippa Pipkin, smoking the cigarette. She has nothing to do with this. She's just my Oshi and base as fuck. So go 5. Also, Pecora, she bought. Hey.
Fucking monkey.
Shout out for the monkey. Also, clops in the chat. Horse emojis and clops in the chat for Rima. And also monkey emojis. Monkey emojis in the chat, guys. Monkey emojis in the chat as well. Also, look at this. We got Sayu right here. Amazing streamer, sweet person who deserves 100K. Go support her and help her get there. Just get her to 100K and get her 100K because you like her, right? Get her to 100K because you like her. Legal Mindset. All this down here. Also, look at this. A bunch of RPG and BLM members. Yeah, he put himself here. Look at this. All you guys members here. Look at this. You put that. All you guys here. Oshino's been working on this big time. Oh, also financially negligible. Remember. Oh my God, that's great. That's the first time I've seen this. Oh my God. That's so great. Oh my God. That is so amazing. Okay. Please discover that sneak peek of Legal Mindset's VTuber. No. Oh my God. Oh, this is so good. Oh my God. I did not know that was up there. I didn't even read that since he's updated it. That's the GOAT. Oh my God. Thank you guys. That made my day. Oh, I appreciate all you. That's so good. Sorry. I'm just gonna play this clip
And
while
when
I
I
laugh.
got to the till, the barista not only had the audacity to be a woman, derogatory, but also talk to me. This is unacceptable. So in no uncertain terms, I screamed, "Excuse me, whore! I'm married! Do not flirt with me!" As I proceeded to show her my phone wallpaper and wallet photos, which were both of my live fallen shadow, and then I proceeded to growl at her until the police arrived to escort me out.
That gave me enough time. That's a long clip, so I have enough time to laugh. Thank you, guys. I'm now recovered. I'm now back to full recovery. Thank you. Very base Shondo. Thank you, Shondo. All right. Next question. From oh wait, no, I think I got this. Yeah, I got that already. Simic Collecting said, not sure if you know, what is your wisdom is a meme. Oh, I don't know that. Clip says, look up Ina of the floor. Ina of the floor, what is your wisdom? Okay, I did not know this one. It's 15 seconds. So I will watch this. Let's watch this. Okay. Okay, actually, I think the sound will be off here. So hold on. Let me make sure this is showing you the sound.
Ina of the floor, what is your wisdom? Donuts.
Now I want a donut. Now I'm ready for that. Is your model 2D or 3D or ping? Ping for now. PNG. So we're gonna start with that, and we're gonna ramp up from there. I had a lot of people. By the way, I know some people offered to like do a 2D model for me. I just want to clarify that like we'll see how it goes. We'll see how I like it. See how people respond to the PNG, and if that's good, then we'll go to 2D. Right, but I want to kind of ramp into it. Right, not just like run all the way to something that's expensive and spend thousands of dollars for something before we get like a first step, like step 1, step 2, right? Step 1, step 2. Ping. Huevos Unlimited. Is it true you can own a flamethrower for pests? Yes, you can own certain types of what would look like a flamethrower. But consult with a local expert on that. Nux was on when? No, I was on with him. I was on another show. I was on like Some Ordinary Gamers podcast with him. I actually didn't know it was Some Ordinary Gamers. He's like, oh, you want to come talk on this? Or maybe he told me and I just didn't read it right. So like I popped on. I'm like, oh shit, okay, like that's cool. Dizzy Dokura had an interestingly month out of character live stream. Please watch list or OSC chat. Fantastic look behind the VTuber. Sure, I will do that. Oshino said, this is hush money, so you don't sue me for leaking your ping model on the list. Damn it, Oshino! Damn it, I'm coming for you. I'm joking, man. It's great. You kill me. You literally, that made my day. I had no clue. That was coming. So thank you. Thank you for making me the GOAT. Even if now the furry accusations are going to be flying, right? It's okay. It's okay. I do appreciate that. On the Oshi issue, I picked Pippa. She's funny, cute, and I want to avoid her with every fiber of my being. Helps with the parasocial. Gorda Gamer says, Kirsch almost worked with the same company that scammed Bao. Really? Interesting. Thoughts on training on AI to make a manga off your original drawing when you no longer have the ability to hand draw? Is this proper use of AI? I mean, what is proper and improper? I mean, look, I was it you, Rose? Because was it you? I forget. Sorry, I have so many chats. Was it you saying, or somebody else was saying that like they can't draw anymore? So they like lost use of. They were an artist. They lost use of their hands. So they're using AI. Like, why isn't that not proper? I don't understand that. If you're using it, it's not illegal. Like, there's no laws about what you can't use AI to do other than you can't use AI to break the law. But as long as you're not hacking into the Pentagon or robbing banks with AI, then you're fine. Epiprodophus says, If graduation equals resignation, how legal is a 2-week graduation queue? Are labor law infractions like that something that needs to be brought up in court? It's something that should be brought up with a sort of labor commission or a labor board. But the problem is that these employees are not in Japan. So all of these 30-day requirements that would be the law in Japan are not given to them outside of Japan. But I will say with graduation, we don't know how long they were talking about it behind the scenes or whether they already issued a warning to them beforehand. So technically they met the 30-minute calendar. Sean Duncan says, can we get your mindset on the gaming industry? Indie, AA, FromSoft versus AAA. Yes, I will do that on my Illegal Mindset channel, especially when I get my ping. I'm planning to do a lot more on games as well. I'm also going to do a stream on Nintendo. That was actually going to be one of my next ones, but now that this came up, I decided to do this stream kind of impromptu. But gaming is something I will cover, Sean. So I'm going to get to that. Trust me. It may take me 2 weeks, but I will get to that in gaming. Trust me. I'm not going to give gaming a rest, particularly Western gaming versus Eastern gaming. Please request to watch Just the Song 3D. Regis Altair Lord Kobo. Regis sibling is 11 days ago. 10:48 timestamp. Watch song. I'll watch it off stream, and if it's good, I'll put it on stream. How about that, Kieran? But thank you. Gwynnifer says, just want to apologize. Char is limited to SC, but they talked about supporters from the Philippines. So just from the SCA area, China too. Okay, cool. I'm in Southeast Asia. Pastor says, I wasn't trying to start shit from WallTube. I only watch you, your boys, Nick, Vice's Nick, and occasionally a Bronca. Yeah, and once again, I know it's limited, right? And Vice I still hang out with sometimes when I'm over in Korea. But if you have a question about any of them, you can ask them, right? So a lot of people, for example, will try to ask me about Nick, for example, and it's like, if you want to answer about Nick, ask Nick. If you want to answer about Vice, ask Vice's, right? Why are you asking me? Like what? I don't follow them. I don't have time. I'm doing research, right? Reminder. Andrew has another channel that will feature anime and VTuber. It's called Illegal Mindset. Go sub. Yeah, if you can pre-sub to that channel, it's Illegal Mindset. Thank you, professional gentlemen, for that. You can sub now, and I will be putting videos on that. I have not had time because I've been going nonstop on this channel, and I haven't been taking a break. Once I slow down a little bit, which, by the way, I am planning on taking a break maybe the 1st. So maybe like Saturday or Sunday, maybe this weekend, I will take a 1 day off again. So Saturday or Sunday, maybe like the 2nd or 3rd of March for me. I will take that off. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and that's when I'm going to do more setting up of my other channel. So just understand that. Ted said, for next time you dip your pen in the wrong inkwell. Thank you so much, Ted. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yes, you guys can go ahead and sub to Illegal Mindset. Thank you. Potato Radio said, FYI, Sakana and Dizzy's known PL did an hour-long video where FaZe was 6 months old. Even if you can't have her on, it's good insight on business, casting, open rates, etc., and secret contracts. Cool. So I'm going to reach out to her because obviously the interview is top tier, but I just want to talk about that with somebody if I can. So I prefer the interview. If I can't, then I'll review the video. So thank you. Dayan said, you made it, Andrew, when depicted as a goat. Yes. I've now made it, guys. I've now made it. I'm done. Proxy says, Legal Mindset. Imagine your ping avatar wearing a formal suit and tie above, but wearing shorts and flip-flops. Work from home people. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, most people are like, are they wearing pants? Are they ever wearing pants? Come on. And then some people are thinking about that and they're like,
Disgusting.
but that's neither here nor there. Let's finally finish up with something I promised to read, which is this apology from V Reverie. So I want to read this. It's kind of short, so there's not much meat on this bone, but I hope this can get clipped out. So I'm gonna reach out to my clipper because now somebody volunteered to help me clip. And this will be a good one to clip out there. So a public apology for our commitment and improvement of V Reverie. First, we would like to express our gratitude for your ongoing support of V Reverie. VReverie was founded in 2021 by several passionate individuals. While we faced many challenges and learning curves over the course of our 3 years in VTuber industry, we also had the privilege of working with many immensely skilled talents. Their hard work and continued efforts allowed VReverie to remain a producer of quality entertainment. And we have always been extremely appreciative and grateful for their contributions. It's suffice to say that every graduation is an extremely serious and sorrowful affair. We understand that our talent's eventual choice in leaving the industry is never an easy one, and we deeply regret falling short of the expectations they had for the agency. As our talents, whether past or present or future, have always been of paramount importance to us, we will wish these strong individuals close to our hearts and sincerely wish them in their future endeavors. We recognize that there is a clear signal that there is a pressing need for action and improvement on our part, and we will not shy away from our responsibilities in this regard. It is therefore our intention to further improve the management of VReverie moving forward and make continuous internal adjustments and significant changes along the way so as to ensure that our gratitude and appreciation towards every single one of our talents can be seen and felt. As this is vitally important, this will not be an instantaneous process, and we appreciate everyone's patience as we forge a better path forward. We hope for your continued support of VReverie and our talents past, present, future. Thank you, VReverie, 28th of February, 2024. Honestly, guys, this is good. Like, look, I'm not saying whether they'll actually do it, but what I'm trying to say is they aren't bashing them or attacking them, and they're not leveling accusations against them. Now, that doesn't mean that they're good people, and that doesn't mean that they are in the right. That doesn't mean that they if specifically acknowledged anything. It's obviously pretty generic, but it's better PR than Niji. It's better than Niji. Like, this is like a standard corpo apology that Niji could have done. Why didn't Niji do this? Right? If you want a standard apology that kind of apologizes for nothing, this is it. This is standard PR. This is all right. Scope of Niji, I gotta give this like compared to Niji, it's an A, right? But in a vacuum, it's like a B minus or a C plus, right? It's like passing. Right? Like a B minus or a C plus is like a passing grade, right? And objectively, it's a C plus, but compared to Niji, it's an A, right? This is just a basic standard corporate letter, but it's also calibrated for the Western audience because it just doesn't say much. So yeah, this is all it is. It gives us zero details about what happened. It tells us nothing about what happened. So that's an example of what something like that should look like. So frankly, yeah, it's not hard to be better than Niji, but like that shows how bad Niji is just in comparison. It just shows you like how they fucked up and how they clearly dug themselves into a deeper hole. How they dug themselves in a really deep hole. So there you go. That's a good lesson there. So guys, that's what I got for now. I don't know, since I stream now, whether I will have a stream in 7 hours. I may or may not. If I don't, I will be back tomorrow. So it's a maybe on whether I have one or not. I may do a members only stream. Who knows? It may be a little bit later than I normally do it. Maybe it's around noon, which will be my midnight. Just throwing that out there, for you guys, so you know, so it's full disclosure. But that said, I'm really glad everybody could join today. I think this is a very important one. And once again, I want to say for the last time, I am telling you guys that Sayu is good. Please, please, please do not harass Sayu. I support her doing her own thing, going about and being happy and living her best life, right? So let's not use the law as an excuse to bully her or to harass her at this point, because at this point it is harassment. Rose Keela says also, that was me. Meant more using old drawings frees you from any copyright that may incur using AI. Am I correct? Roll for wisdom. Donut. So meant for more using old drawings. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what's wrong with that? I don't see any problem with that, Rose. I really don't. I don't see any problem using your old drawings for AI. I think this like irrational hate against AI, we talked about this. People who are irrationally against AI are really crazy because it's not going away. What you have to do is you have to just tag it correctly, right? So just tag your art as AI and it's fine, right? Just like, I mean, you're not trying to pretend your art is hand drawn when it's AI, that would be dishonest because that's lying, right? You're not trying to say this is hand drawn when it's not. That's dishonest, right? If somebody's out there saying, oh, this is hand drawn art and it's something that is not, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. So obviously that's something that would be a problem, but you're not doing that. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you here. Appreciate you liking this video, sharing this out. Make sure to get the word out there that Sayu is okay. She is good. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Oh, something man lecture says right there. If Ninja goes down, let him be by their hand. And remember, no harassment anywhere. It's not what Doki or Say would want. Let's end on this note. Peace, guys.